important to consider the kinds of foods we want to eat and how to build a meal. What do we put on our plate that can help us become the healthiest versions of ourselves possible? Well, this is a discussion about macronutrients, or the larger nutritional components that feed and heal. So there are three of these, three macronutrients. We have complex carbohydrate, we have healthy fats, and we have protein. And these are all important. We need all three of them, along with the very important water, to be healthy, to have optimal health, optimal wellness. Let's have a look at our complex carbohydrates first. So complex carbohydrates are virtually all plant-based. We can have simple carbs and complex carbs. But you want complex because you really want to have that absolutely high dose of fiber at every opportunity you can get. In my own life, in my kitchen, where we still are, remember I invited you in and you're still here, in my own life I eat greens probably 4 out of the 6 meals that I eat per day. That's because I believe in the value of these greens to help neutralize my blood pH. When we have a very sweet, sugary diet, we want to be able to bring the pH factor down, because when we have neutral or pH of 7 blood, we have less opportunity to become ill. A very acidic state causes disease, so greens will help us do that. Greens also serve as prebiotic food, meaning it's the food or fibrous food that the cells or microbiome in our gut need to eat for their best wellness. If anything goes out of whack with the microbiome, it speaks up loudly, and that's when you get the big belly bloat, the gas, stomach distress, pains, all the rest of it. You don't want that. So good greens will help you do that. Broccoli, fibrous foods, helps you do that. Focus hard on the cruciferous complex carbohydrates that come from broccoli and Brussels sprouts. They smell, but they're really good for you. You also get complex carbohydrate from fruits, things, especially berries, apples, pears are loaded with fibrous goodness, antioxidants, and so on. And the reason why we want these is because, once again, we need that fiber. In primitive diets, there was a greater percentage of fibrous complex carbohydrate in the diet and a far less chance of illness. So we want to up our fiber intake. It's also good for our heart, it's good for our guts, and it's good for elimination and digestion. And we talked about medjool dates before. These are wonderful because they're a really easy portable snack full of complex carbohydrate, sugary goodness, but also loaded with fiber. When you break one apart, you can actually see the strings of fiber in there, but highly nutritious and really helpful for moving sluggish bowels. And that's what a lot of these fibrous foods will do, is help the bowels move more regularly for proper elimination. So complex carbohydrate makes up about 40% of your daily nutritional intake. If you're looking at the plate, you can think about 40% as complex carbohydrate, 20% comes from leafy greens, and 20% comes from fruits and grains. Now we're going to go to healthy fats. Now, healthy fats really have gotten a bad rap, a little overlooked, because we thought that fat was a bad word. But the truth is that the more fat we eat, especially from healthy sources, the better we are able to maintain proper brain function, the better we can maintain immunity, the better that we can help slow down the release of certain nutrients in the blood, and it's almost like inner lubrication. The preferred fuel of the heart is medium-chain saturated fat, which comes in a beautiful source from coconut oil. This is an excellent source of energy and fat. You can use it to cook with. So in the pan, coconut oil stays heat stable, doesn't throw off free radicals when you cook it, and it also only has 6 calories per gram, whereas most fats have 9 calories per gram. It tastes really good. It is a bit coconutty, but you can find varieties that don't have that flavor or that smell. Nuts and seeds are also a perfect source of fats. When we get fats from nuts and seeds, we also get them in combination with protein. So one food is not simply limited to one macronutrient. It's just they're higher in predominance, say, of fat or of complex carbohydrate or protein. So be sure to eat plenty of nuts. They have excellent benefit to the blood, the chemistry of the blood. Keeps it nice and free running, which is what you want. And you also want the excellent fibers here from foods like flaxseed and from hemp. These contain wonderful omega-3 fatty acids, also good for the blood. Remember, everything that Mother Nature made, she made it in perfect balance. So it's really kind of simple when you start eating clean and reaching for whole foods to get the right balance of things. Much harder to do when you're eating only processed foods. And then we're going to switch over here quickly to look at some protein. So we have here some turkey meatballs, which are made from ground turkey. And you can add lots of herbs and spices. Excellent protein source. Same with chicken and eggs. Now, what is protein for? Well, protein is the building block for keeping the personal house, the body, whole, healthy, immune. The role of protein in the body just can't be overstated. We need it for our immune system. We need it to build enzymes. We need it to build hormones. In fact, our hormonal cells are based on protein. So we need to eat protein. It's a highly thermogenic food. It takes a long time for the body to break it down. You can get protein from plant or animal sources. In fact, I could slide the hemp over this way, and there's plenty of protein in that hemp as well. Remember I said a food may have a lot of fat in it, but it can also have protein. So that's a wonderful source of plant-based protein as well. And finally, I'm going to end with a most amazing and necessary element of health, which is water. This is not technically a macronutrient, but I consider it one because we are the most highly underserved with regard to water in North America. It's because we're living stressful lives. We're drinking a lot of caffeinated or sweet beverages. Things like pharmaceuticals will rob us of hydration, so it's really important for us to get plenty of water in. And I factor that in with each of the smaller 6 meals, so it's kind of a reminder for you, drink your water, keep drinking your water. So cheers to your health. We are going to find optimal health through following the Eat Clean principles. And you'll enjoy this. It's a wonderful feeling.